Second period, almost ready to start. A special guest, Dan Kelly, Rob Andringa. We're surrounding the man, one of the greatest broadcasters in North America, Eddie Olczyk. Thanks for stopping by, and of course his son, Tommy Olczyk.
Rob, great to see you.
Good to see you, Eddie.
Welcome, welcome.
You must be pretty special to watch your son Tommy with your wife Diana here inside Pegula Ice Arena.
Well, this is what we envisioned a couple of years ago when Tommy was brought in on a recruiting trip, and Coach Godowski talked about the plans in the future of Penn State. And when we left Hockey Valley, I knew Tommy was going to be a Nittany Lion, and it was all part of the plan, all part of the vision moving forward. And to be here and see this beautiful arena, and again, the thanks to the Pegula family. This is what it's all about, and you guys get a chance to see a lot of the great arenas in the Big Ten and all throughout the country. This is as good as it gets, so great to be a part of it.
Alvarez with a quick shot for Army. Now it's numbers going the other way for Penn State. Bailey's shot deflected off a stick. He played in so many great buildings. I think of Chicago Stadium. Were you surprised just how loud it was here in the first 20 minutes?
Nothing surprises me anymore. The student section and the fans here and at State College coming out, and a lot of the families here, and it's I mean, just a beautiful venue. You saw the drawings, you saw the visual tour, but once you get here, Rob and Dan, all of a sudden you're here, and now you got hockey. Now, okay, that's in a rearview mirror. Let's see what's going on moving forward.
I'm a traditionalist, so I love those old barns, you know, where it was cramped and the seating was terrible, and you know that made it fun to go. And I would imagine a player. I mean, there's some things that you got to get used to, even as a fan. But you know, these beautiful buildings, I don't want to say they're spoiled, but sometimes you got to appreciate those old barns.
It's much different. Nothing wrong with a few holes in the wall every once in a while. And
a little soda pop in the locker room, you know, creeping down on it.
You've had such a brilliant career, Eddie. Now it's translated into the broadcasting business, and of course we can't argue with your success, a U.S. Olympian. Would you ever have part of you that thinks, man, I wish I would have played a little college hockey?
Well, I thought about it, Danny. My first college letter I ever got was from Lenny Siglarski. He was at Boston College. That was the first letter that I ever got. I know my dad, the real Ed Olczyk, wanted me to go to Wisconsin. I don't think that was going to happen. Probably would have ended up going to North Dakota. I think that was the place that I wanted to go if I ended up playing college hockey. So great experience to be able to see my boys go through it. My oldest boy Eddie graduated from UMass, so I got to see Hockey East for many years, playing over at UMass Amherst, and now getting a chance to follow the Big Ten on a nightly basis.
Well, let me ask you a question. I know the Big Ten Hockey Conference came a lot of opinions out there, like what this was going to do to college hockey. Do you have any opinions on that?
Well, I'm hoping, Rob, that what it's going to do is that you get some people like Mr. Pegula will step up at other Big Ten universities, Northwestern, Illinois, Iowa. I think it's a matter of time. I really do.
Too.
And then all of a sudden you're saying powerhouse.
What a fan base! I mean, look at this.
Absolutely.
I mean, energy in the building. People will die for this.
It's Army, a little puck possession. Coach Godowski says Tommy's an amazing young man because he just has a grasp of everything. He sees the big picture so well. I know he gets that from his dad, Eddie, but also hockey moms are pretty darn important, aren't they?
Well, I have to say that I'm very proud of Thomas, and especially when it comes to the classroom and student athlete. That's what I'm most proud of, and I can't take any credit for the classroom part. That comes from my beautiful wife Diana of 25 plus years now, and we're extremely proud. And as you guys know, this is a great institution, and we couldn't be more proud to have him be a student athlete here at Penn State.
Voice of Eddie Olczyk. 16 years in the National Hockey League.
If I can, Danny and Rob, I'd like to thank the Chicago Blackhawks for allowing me to have a night off tonight. They're playing the New York Islanders back in Chicago, and it was one of those nights where I approached the Blackhawks, and they were so kind to be able to come here and be a part of the dedication here this afternoon. I mean, it was great to see everybody involved here with the Penn State hierarchy, and of course Joe Batista and the Pegula family, and my son Tommy was a part of that. So
how important, though? I mean, you got great leadership in Chicago. I mean, just what I see here from Penn State, great leadership. That's what makes programs and organizations go.
It does, Rob, and you know this, is that the true colors of someone or some team or some university is not when things are great, but when things are tough. And for right now, for this men's hockey team and also the women's program coming to the forefront, it's they're going to have their ups and downs. You're skating with the big boys now. I mean, this is it. So yeah, this might be a little bit of a honeymoon here early, but I think it's great that they take on Army and then they're at Air Force next week.
You know that Jensen fellow, at least his pop's in the far corner, don't you?
Oh yeah, David H.
Nittany Lions, they draw a penalty. Looking to toss it in front there. Tommy Olczyk, speak of the little devil. It's going to go against Pomarico.
Yeah. Tommy got a little step on him there. That must be your speed, right, Eddie?
No, I was in slow-mo pretty much the whole time. I got my youngest boy, Nicholas, who watches a lot of those old tapes, and says, boy, you weren't very fast back in the day. I said, well, it's that VHS machine that's kind of slowed down over the years.
But this is the game nowadays, is you got to try to create spaces, chip a puck by a defenseman, get after it, try to beat that guy in a one-on-one race.
The more you can odd man situations all over the ice, the better opportunity you're going to have on creating offense and also defending as well.
Eddie, I know you don't get a chance to watch a ton of college hockey. What are some of the differences that you see at this level versus the next one up?
Well, I think it's much more. Reckless is not the right word, but I think it's a little bit more out of control. You know what I mean? I think players are just a little bit more aggressive, and I think they're just trying to do probably a little bit too much. And you love that as a coach. You love the energy. But to me, I just think sometimes the games become a little bit more out of control.
Good job by Penn State to maintain possession. Fought off by Tadazak. Nice puck hunger off those second pucks. 90 seconds to go in this advantage. Jensen along the near board. David Glenn forced that a bit. Off the skate of Heller, the sophomore, out to center. Holstrom. He's got some room. Takes it wide. Just couldn't maintain control. Jensen out on the point with a minute 12 to go. Holstrom. Puck wouldn't cooperate. It does for Glenn. Shot off the side of the goal. As Gardner fishes the rebound. Jensen wants it on the point. He gets it. Fakes it. Over for Glenn. Jensen shooting wide. Now some tired penalty killers. Jensen stretching this power play. Bailey, Penn State getting shots, just not on target.
Penn State 4 forwards out there, and then one defenseman running what they call mostly an umbrella, but yet it's kind of a 1-3-1, Eddie. You gotta like that movement. You got Holstrom in the middle who can snipe pucks. You got some big guys on the outside, then you got Gardner in front.
Yeah, I think the one thing, especially Casey Bailey, is a tremendous goal scorer, Anchorage, Alaska. It's just kind of being a little bit too far to the outside of those face-off dots. Got to kind of try to get inside a little bit more. But again, I mean, these are all teams are working out the early kinks, and opportunity for both teams on the power play here tonight. Getting an opportunity with all the penalties.
Well, I like what Coach Gudowski did. He gets probably his best 4 forwards out there with his best defenseman.
Right. Yeah, the offensive push of being able to work together. And as you know, Rob, you can practice all you want, but once you go up against the opponent, especially in a game, that's when you're really going to be able to see what type of power play you have.
Also a former coach, Eddie Olczyk. I know it's a passion of yours, and you remind me a little bit of Guy Gudowski. You both have that smooth look, smooth talkers. What do you like about Coach Gudowski as a bench boss?
Just in my dealings with him and talking to my son Tommy about him, you know exactly where you stand, and he has a wealth of knowledge. He's been all around North America coaching. There's something for experience, and to get this opportunity at a program like this, I don't think there's any doubt that he is the man. As my son says, "Guy's the guy." Well, Coach Gudowski is the man, leading this team.
Well, you look at where he's been. Fairbanks, which he retooled that program, took it to another level. Then he goes to Princeton, which is now your hockey hotbed, and takes that to another level, makes the NCAA tournament. So he's got an ability to take a program for really nothing and turn it into something.
Understanding the people, the personnel, and realizing that it's a little bit more than just hockey players. These are student athletes and men. All have aspiration for different things, but he's done one heck of a job, and Penn State's very lucky to have him.
Power play dwindling down for the Nittany Lions. Farley holds in. Snapshot rifled wide of the goal is Richard with a chance. It's Army on the counterattack, back at full strength. Farley, nice block.
If you're going to back in like that, you better get down and block that shot.
One-timer by Saar, patted aside by Tatajak. Back in the day, Eddie, I would imagine there were some snickers when you went to play for Canada as a young man, because back in those mid-'80s, kids from Chicago weren't first supposed to make it. Did you see this day coming when hockey would grow to what it's become now?
I hoped it would, Danny. I hoped it would. And with the help of USA Hockey and the different leagues going on, the United States Hockey League, which is the greatest feeder for college hockey here in the U.S., it's such an important part. And you got players coming from all over the country, and I think that's the greatest thing about it.
Curtis Lloyd one-hands it towards the goal. Stop made there by Tatajak, and a scrum ensues.
Good save there, real good stop. I got to say, too, I see one of my former teammates' sons on Army, Mike Lawler's son out here, Mac Lawler. I played with him in Winnipeg for many years, so a great teammate and a former roommate of mine. So, guys, keep up the great work. Thanks a lot for having me, and welcome to Hockey Valley.
Eddie, thanks for coming up here.
No
You're
problem.
always welcome.
Pleasure.
I'll look forward to it.
Pleasure and honor, Ed. So, Tommy Olczyk's dad. Good to have him in the booth. We're in Happy Valley.